9:23 exactly, news and views on Salam Media. And we're now going to be talking to, I can refer to him as an ex-colleague. He and I both presented on another platform a while ago. He's now currently on The Voice of the Cape, but he has other achievements, alhamdulillah, to talk about on this morning's show. And I'm so very pleased to introduce you to Shifu Mohammed Junaid Lee Chafeker. Assalamu alaikum to you. Welcome to the program.
Walaikum salam. Great to be with you and to be reunited on a different platform again. Honored to be with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And now, listen, I'm very impressed with this other achievement in your life. And this has to do with the Kungfu, some form of martial arts championship. I'm not a fay with this. So, can you, and for many other people listening and watching this morning, can you explain to us what exactly is this form of martial arts? And then we can talk about the championships. I understand you, the youth, you included, have been crowned the 2025 Southern African Youth Kung Fu Chin Wu team. So you guys have taken the crown. Start off by explaining to us, what is this form of martial arts?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of the Most High, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Once again, thank you to yourself, Sister Julie, and Salam Media as one of our premier media platforms in the country alongside Radio Voice of the Cape. I know the two work relatively closely together. Chinese martial arts, also broadly classified as Kung Fu, has its origins in mainland China or ancient China that was developed thousands of years ago. As most South Africans know, alhamdulillah, born Muhammad Junaid Effendi Chafeker, given the name in mainland China, Ma Li Jian Shi Gung Mu Han Mod. I trained as a youngster in Cape Town, eventually got an opportunity to train at the home of Kung Fu, which is mainland China, the Shaolin Temple. And then in the early 2000s, I made my debut for South Africa, representing my country across 5 different continents, became an undefeated world champion, alhamdulillah. And for the last 9 years, I've devoted my energies to youth development in South Africa and on the African continent, focusing specifically on our youth from the marginalized and disadvantaged communities. So essentially, we are using an ancient Chinese modality to effect change in our communities in South Africa, and more specifically over the last couple of years, to effect change on the African continent.
Subhanallah, may you be blessed with continued good health and long life to
Ameen.
make meaningful
Inshallah, ameen.
change in our communities and society at large. So let's talk about this youth Chin Wu Kung Fu team. We understand they've taken the trophy. What did that involve? How many people on or in the team? And what was your role? I know you've indicated that you've now devoted your time to this type of work. What was your involvement? And let's talk about the makeup of the team itself.
So the idea of the Africa Youth Kung Fu Championship was developed 3 years ago officially, when we decided to provide a platform for African athletes on the African continent. So 9 years ago, we started work in South Africa with our youth. I have not retired. I'm still an active national athlete. But in addition to that, I've adopted the second mantle or second cap or hat that I wear, and that is I'm the coach or Shifu to the South African youth Jingwu Kung Fu team. Jingwu means traditional Kung Fu, like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, MJ Lee, etc. That is traditional Chinese Kung Fu and martial arts originating from mainland China. So we developed this concept 3 years ago, where our South African youth team faced off against a team from Botswana that came into Cape Town. And that was the initial phasing in of the concept of this Africa Championship. And over the years, as I was traveling back and forth to China, I thought that at some point in my career, we need to provide a platform to our youth on the African continent, where we use Kung Fu as a modus operandi to effect change, to develop, and to give our African youth the opportunity to showcase their talents, and those who essentially can achieve. They could possibly be fast tracked. We can get them to train in China and they can eventually and officially represent their respective countries. Last year, we invited 4 countries, and in total, 5 African teams, including our SA team, competed in the second Africa tournament here in the mother city. And this year was the third Africa International Youth Kung Fu Championship. I remember when I was promoting my book up in Johannesburg at the end of November last year, I did an interview on the Salam Media platform where we briefly spoke about the upcoming Africa Championship that we just concluded now over the weekend at Fairbairn College in Goodwood in Cape Town. So our SA youth team, they were the hosts and defending champions. I am the ambassador of the Africa Youth Championship concept, and we then hosted the Botswana team over the past weekend, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, Mozambique, Tanzania, and a few athletes from Uganda. It was a splendid and epic occasion that literally saw more than 175 youth from 7 African countries compete over the weekend for the title.
Alhamdulillah. With due respect, what I do also need to say is we do know the situation on the Cape Flats. I think the type of work you're doing is absolutely essential and much needed in that part of the country. How big a group of youth have you taken through this program? And we know once you start this, Alhamdulillah, you're committed for life.
Yes,
Are you hoping these youngsters will also act as ambassadors in their own little communities and get, get this movement growing in a very, very big way and get our youngsters off street corners and get them rehabilitated and give them a purpose? Because this is one of those type of arts, martial arts that can truly turn your life around.
absolutely. You spot on, Sister Julie. We have dozens of athletes and young students, and they are ambassadors already. They are already agents of change because they are changing the dynamic. They are rewriting the story. We are producing Sia Kulisis in the form of Chinese Kung Fu from Khayelitsha, from Langa, from Bonteheuwel, from Mitchell's Plain, from Belleville, from Goodwood, from Plattekloof, from Panorama, from Paarl, from Wellington, from Mfuleni. So 9 years ago, when we started the youth development program, there were hundreds of youth that actually got involved in training. As a world champion, I offered up my time free, and we literally started training cells and camps all over the Western Cape, including up in Johannesburg, because we have an honorable teacher and leader in the form of our beloved Mufti Masood Ibrahim from Miftahul Khair Institute in Mackenzie Park in Benoni. And he has dozens of students from various African countries that are studying Islam and academic studies, studying the Quran. So we even introduced them to this program a couple of years ago. So the results are positive to date. It's academic, yes. The South African youth Jingwu Kung Fu team were crowned Southern African champions on Sunday evening, the 2nd of February, and they've retained the title that they've won. But I think more specifically, Africa was the winner because we had 8 African countries as ambassadors of this continent present here. And the plan is to ensure that we host this Africa Youth Kung Fu Championship every single year. And that is why we applaud Salam Media for giving us the platform, because you accentuate the message. The same can be said of Radio Voice of the Cape. They were our media partner for the Africa Championship. The city of Cape Town provided us with strategic support, some of our local media as well, and then incredible associate partners like OCOF South Africa, Auto Monarch here in Strand, Cape Town, Zen Wellness, Alhami Instant Noodles, Fika Sport, a local sports brand from Cape Town, the MJ Lee Kungfu Foundation, etc. Osmond's stores also in Gatesville in Cape Town, all local institutions, but they rallied in support to ensure that we can host a successful championship. We adopted a group of youth from Ikwezi in Khayelitsha and we brought them to the championship over the past weekend. And we are offering up our time every Sunday morning, spending time with these kids, serving them a breakfast through my foundation, taking them through the basics of Chinese Kung Fu. So I believe, inshallah, if the Almighty accepts our work and allows us to continue to do what we have to do, we can be the agents of change and He can accept the good work that we do.
Subhanallah, and may you truly be blessed with good health, ongoing long
Amen.
life,
Amen.
and be surrounded by people who share your vision to make a
Amen.
difference and truly, truly spread as far and wide as you possibly can. We have to leave it there. Thank you indeed for sharing with us. Next time around, I want to talk to you about your book, but I will be in touch. So you keep well, keep us in your duas, and salaam alaikum to you.
Walaikum salam. Shukran. Thank you very much. Sheshe Chachian.
Meaning,
Thank you very much.
meaning.
See you soon.
Okay, great stuff. I've learned something. Not sure if I can articulate that once again, but anyway, we'll
Sis-
talk soon.
sis- Sister
G.
Julie, inshallah, we can speak after Ramadan because we're leaving now at the end of Feb for the Hong Kong Championship at the end of Feb. And then 10 days, myself and the team will spend in mainland China, spending 10 days of Ramadan with the Chinese Muslims. MashaAllah. There's over 100
Mashallah.
million Muslims in China and
Mash-
42,000 masajid. It's strong. And we will provide South Africa with regular updates in Ramadan while we're in the mainland, inshallah.
Mashallah, mashallah. Allah be with you every step of the way. We'll talk
Amin,
soon.
amin,
Assalamu alaikum
amin.
to you. It is exactly 9:36 news and views on Salam Media, and standing by is Suhail Taraj and Abdurrahman Lunat to talk about the issue of a non-service delivery in Homestead Park right here in Johannesburg.